People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This one is called the government of Jamaica. People in the upper hierarchy, they really do not give a FUCK about the people of Jamaica. They can do just about anything and get away with it because they've come to the realization that you guys are a set of passive. JACKASSES. That means you will take just about anything. You will talk for about a few days, 9-day talk, and then it becomes acceptable. It is business as usual. What am I speaking about? If you look at your screen, you will see something that was posted in the Gleaner. It says, just in, parliamentarians get a pay hike. Now people, you might think that this is new, or you might think that this was just all of a sudden. However, the writing has always been on the wall, at least for a couple of days ago or so. There was also a post that was made through the Ministry of Finance, and it says that, listen, the Chief Justice in Jamaica, their pay scale, which was at 12,300,000 and something thousand in 2021, it will now move to 23,300 and something, and then 25,292,000. That is in 2022, and then 28,800,000 and something thousand in 2023. So people, basically, that pay scale will be retroactive. So therefore, money that they did not get for 2022, they will get for 2022, moving forward to 2023. And then there's also going to be a big pay hike every year after that. If you look at your screen, it also show you the other judges that is below the top judge. They will also get a significant increase. In some cases, in excess of 100%. In some cases, as it pertains to the parliamentarian, up to 200+%. So people, like me said, when they made that first post, meaning the finance minister, he was just testing the water. He was just trying to see the reaction of the Jamaican JACKASSES. And then he was going to come out with the surprise. The surprise meaning that the parliamentarians, meaning that your prime minister, meaning that your opposition leader. People, if you look at your screen right now, this is what is going to be the pay scale of your prime minister. In April of 2022, his salary is going to move from about $9.2 million. In 2022, that is going to be $22,300,000 and something thousand. In 2023, that is going to be $25,300,000 thereabouts. In 2024, his salary is going to be $28 million plus. So people, that is just the prime minister, the top, the head of the states. You can look at your screen and you will see the pay scale for the assistant, for the other people and from the PNP, the people and the MP, whoever. People, it is enormous. This is what we call a hike, a HEIST. Meaning that the people of Jamaica, the taxpayers, the people that are broke, they are the ones that are going to be footing this bill. And they have nothing to say about it because the judge gets for them on and then the politicians are getting their own. Now people, if you don't have memory loss, a couple of months ago, for the past year or two, we've heard the people, meaning the teachers, the popo, the fireman, any and everybody, the doctor, the nurse, them must say them want a raise because of cost of living, because it is expensive. They went to school and they put in the hard work and dedication, so therefore they want to reap the reward of their education and skill sets. It was like pulling teeth from the finance minister for these people to get them money, and even when he eventually gave them on paper the money, some of them still don't get their money as yet. Some of them are still waiting. As a matter of fact, the new plan that he implemented, most of the persons are complaining that they are even getting less than what they've been getting before. So therefore it went from bad to worse. Now people, like me say, in most cases as it pertains to the judges, over 100%, some of them 150. As it pertains to these parliamentarians, their hike is 100% at least, more than, greater than, and then in excess of 220%. So therefore 100+% and 200+%. Now people, let me ask you a question. How is it that a poor country like Jamaica, a third world country, can afford to give these parliamentarians, these MPs, these politicians such a hike in their pay for a poor country such as Jamaica? Now people, don't get it twisted. I am never going to say that these judges don't deserve some sort of pay hike. However, this is a heist at the expense of Jamaicans. I understand that cost of living, things that used to cost $5 back in 2021 cost $8 or $10 in some cases. However, we have to also look at the economy, the wealth of the country when we make our decisions. Therefore, how is it that somebody that works as a teacher, somebody that works as a doctor, as a popo, fireman, whatever, when he gets his pay, you cannot even see the difference when he picks up his check or his money is deposited to his account. However, as it pertains to these judges, it can jump from 9 million to 21 to 22 million to $28 million in 4 years. 4 short years, 200% increase in a salary. People, when it comes to the politicians, 200+% from 2021, 2022 double, 2023 25 to 50%, 2023 to 2024 we are talking about the next 50%. So within 3 years or 4 years, them get 100 to 200% in hike. People, the only place that you can see this is in professional sports. I am speaking about National Basketball Association, National Football Association, and National Football League, NFL, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League. Because these countries, or these companies, they are multi-billion-dollar company. The star players can afford to be making $5 million this year, and depending on their performance, depending on how far their team goes in the playoff, in the finals, make the championship, then you can understand, say, listen, the star player used to get $10 million, now he might get $20 million or he might get $50 million, because that is what the rate dictates. That is the type of industry that these people are in. So therefore, when they get a hike, not a heist, it is because the economy dictates that they can. It is because these companies are very profitable. These companies are $1 billion, meaning US companies. So therefore, they can afford to pay out to the people at the top some big time money, because these people make the company grow. These people make a whole lot of money for the corporation. So therefore, in turn, it is going to trickle down to them. As it pertains to Jamaica, if Jamaica was like a corporation and it was run by the government that now exists, meaning the JLP, or even if it was the PNP as the opposition or the other side of the fence, that company would have been bankrupt. These persons in managerial positions would have been fired. They would have been dismissed. At best, they would have been relegated to a lower position. They definitely could not be running this country as a corporation based on their recent history of the past couple of decades or even the past couple of years. If Jamaican politicians were paid on a performance basis, they would have been making less than the minimum wage, and justifiably so. People, there is no sort of way that you as a politician could be running this country down to the ground for a couple of decades, or at least for the terms that you've been, meaning Andrew Holness, and the same thing applies to the PNP, and then have the audacity, be so presumptuous to want, demand, and get a raise. However, people, this is what happens when you have the fox, when you have the hyena and monitor the chicken coop. They are going to look out for self. And that is why we see our present finance minister, Dr. Nigel Tiefin-Lyard-Clark, give these judges their raise and then give these politicians a raise. People, I am just saying, if you're doing a great job, you should be rewarded. You should not be rewarded for FUCKING up and running this place to a shambles. And that is exactly what all of these prime ministers, all of these ministers, all of these politicians have been doing. So in my estimation, I am just saying, they do not qualify, they should not, they do not deserve to get any sort of raise until them start the better. And people, based on what I have seen, they have zero intentions of doing any sorts of better. However, you the people as the JACKASSES and the people that don't involve in any sorts of politics, you are a set of people that only talk. You are very passive. You will not do anything about anything other than accept whatever they give to you. You have no choice, because that is the memorandum of understanding that these people have for you. They lack respect. They lack decency. They lack morals. They lack ethics. And you afford them to act arrogant when they are underperforming. So therefore, these people want to be overpaid while they are underperforming. However, thanks to the people of Jamaica that accept any sort of thing. And people, that is where the problem comes in. People don't stand up. People don't have any sorts of backbone, any sorts of balls, any sorts of intestinal fortitude. The only thing that Jamaicans are good for is to fight against themselves. So when we listen to the logics of your finance minister, why he cannot pay the poor, the teacher, the doctors, the nurse, is that he simply don't have the money. things are tight, they are on a budget. However, when we look or listen to the reason why he is able to pay these politicians, these parliamentarians, it is because Jamaica is doing much, much better. They see a way in which they can pay these people and still balance the budget. However, people, look at your screen. It says Jamaica owes the most money to the IMF in the Caribbean, over US $700 million US. That is almost $750 million. Now, people, do you see the logics in all of this? Do you understand that this man that is supposed to be some sorts of financial wizard or genius, his logic is based on the people that he represents, meaning your prime minister, the politicians. It is not rational thinking. It is not rational explanation. So therefore, he has selective reasoning. Selective because it is what is beneficial to him and the people that he serves, not the people of Jamaica. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. The link is going to be in the description of this video. Bless up.